you guys did make a trade, so fill us in on the Candelario deal, how that came about, and tell us about the two guys that are now part of the team or the organization.
Candy was great for us. He, what a great guy in the clubhouse. That was the one thing that I didn't know much about, that he was that great in the clubhouse. We knew he was a great guy. Davey had him in Chicago, but he was a mentor to those young infielders, and was great in the clubhouse and had a terrific year for us. And there was teams on him. We at the beginning there was probably 7 or 8 teams that touched base with him, and then when it got down to it, there was 2 serious contenders for him, and because of positionally, and there wasn't a lot of need for corner infielders for third and first with the contending team. So it was the market shrunk is what I'm trying to say at the end. But 2 serious contenders were on him, and the Cubs 2 young prospects were the guys that we liked the most, and we pulled the trigger. And we got two really young players with a lot of upside. We got a 22-year-old left-handed pitcher that's striking out almost 12, 13 players per 9 innings, and at 22 years old in Double-A already, we like that escalation. His name is Hers, and Monday is a young, toolsy shortstop that can really play defense, and he's got an outstanding throwing arm, and we think the bat has potential for him to be an everyday player. So now he's 20 years old in A-ball, and he'll be going to Wilmington, and Hers will be going to Harrisburg.
Mike, do you only inform the player once the trade is actually consummated, or if it's getting close, do you tell the player, hey, man, you might be on the move, so just be prepared? How does that work? Or is it different case to case?
The big league players that like Candelario, I had spoken to him. Davey had spoken to him. This is a possibility, and as it got closer, I told him it's a probability. There's enough. I told Davey that yesterday. I said there's a good probability because there's 8 teams that are on this guy. So I think one of them is going to give us what we want for him. So there's a probability. So we alerted him. He was prepared for it. Some guys, sometimes you can't do that because you don't know if you're going to trade a guy till maybe the X hour. The last minute, and that's happened to us before. And then you just once you make the deal, I would run downstairs and talk to the player. And Candy, we had a nice discussion with Candy yesterday, Davey and I, and had an emotional goodbye. And he and Davey know each other for a long time, and just told him that you were a breath of fresh air and had a hell of a season, and go have some fun, see if you can make the playoffs.
And then he goes 4 for 5 in his first game.
No doubt about it. That's great. Cubs poured it on too.
Yeah.
So you said last minute deal. Kind of curious about the mechanics. Theoretically, all right, trade deadline 6. Could a team call you at 5:45? Is that enough time for you to make a deal? Can you make a deal in the last minute?
You can't. So it all depends on what your threshold is for risk. It's we've done all the deals we do medicals. We do a medical check on them before we pull it, before it's an official trade. So medicals mean the 2 team doctors confer. We look at all the medical reports from the computer program that MLB has set up. And we make a decision upon that. But we have made a decision or two that last minute that I've done one deal in my 15 trade deadlines where we didn't have enough time to do a medical medical background check on them. We just pulled the trigger on the deal. So it's possible that deal that I'm talking about. We started that deal probably at 5:45 at a 6 o'clock deadline and got it done at 5:59.
Did it work out? Did the guy stay healthy for you?
Yes, it worked out great. It's a trust factor that you have to have with the other GM, and I think that depends on who that is and what your relationship with him is. And he assured me that his player was healthy, and I assured him that our player was healthy. And And because we wanted to make this deal badly, and so we just did it without the medical check.
So, Riz, I don't even know if you can talk about this, but I know Lane Thomas is one of the players that other teams had interest in. I'm actually glad you didn't trade him. I like Lane Thomas. Seems like a cool dude. I think he's very good. I enjoy watching him play, but I assume that there were some teams interested in him. Is that true? And then if that is true, was it the deal just wasn't good enough for you guys? How did that all work out?
Yeah, Lane is, he's a 27-year-old player. I think that he's a late bloomer. He's just starting to come into his own. He's had an all-star caliber first half this year, and we see his arrow still pointing north. And I think that, we went into the trade deadline with our eyes wide open with him. And with the other teams, when they asked about him, I would just tell them that, we don't see him as an extra player or a platoon outfielder. We see him as an everyday guy. And if you see him as an everyday guy, we'll have a discussion about it. But if you see him as a good bench player or a good, guy against left-handed pitching, that's not the threshold that we're looking to get back in return in a trade. We had some interesting ideas and some concepts with teams. It just didn't reach the threshold that we wanted to get with Lane. And again, we think this guy's going to be a good player for us. We control him for 2.5 years, and he's been a guy that at 27 years old, he's been a guy that's really kind of taken to a leadership role in that outfield. And, we wanted to make sure that we had some good character veteran players, to sprinkle in there with all the youth that we have. Because in my opinion, you can't just throw all 22-year-old, 23-year-old players on the field and expect them to know how to play the game right and to conduct themselves like big leaguers. You have to sprinkle in that good character guy, and I think we did that with. That was part of the reason we did that with Finnegan and with Thomas, and because of their culture in the clubhouse and what Finn brought to the bullpen and his leadership there, and what Lane brought to the position player group. Were
there any teams that called you about players from your standpoint that were untouchable?
No. We had made our young core group of guys virtually untouchable. I've never used that term untouchable in my career. So everybody's touchable and movable we can get creative and come up with the right deal. But we weren't going to move our young starting pitchers or our young position players in a deal that didn't overwhelm us, and we made that known. So every idea and trade idea that you give to other GMs, that is hours of work that has to go into that one idea. So I try and eliminate all that at the beginning. I don't need anybody trying to come up with a trade proposal for C.J. Abrams when I'm not going to move him. You know what I mean? Right. It's just a waste of their time. It's a waste of their time and resources when they can be doing something else. So I'm always upfront and honest with guys, and I spell it out to every GM that calls us. And here's what we're looking for. Here's our threshold. We're here to make deals, but we're not going to make a deal that we're uncomfortable with.
Mm-hmm. So, Mike, I saw this tweet earlier from a Junkies fan who's a Nationals fan, and it's a general question, but I think it's fair. He said, ask Rizzo what the goals are for 2024. So if we look towards next season, what should we expect?
To win as many games as possible, to have more of our young players ascend to the big leagues and learn how to play the game, and to kind of mesh into a group that's going to be the next championship caliber group. I never put in expectations or wins and loss number. I want to play good baseball. I'm there to win every baseball game we play. Today's game is the most important game of the season, is what I tell the guys. Davey says, let's go 1-0. That's his deal, and that's how we go about our business. When this thing, you can't 162 6-7 month season. You can't look that big of a picture. We have to focus in on not only today's game, not only this inning, not only this bat, but it go as Clayton Kershaw said when we were in LA to me. It's like, this thing, I go pitch to pitch. It's not inning to inning, batter to batter. It's pitch to pitch, and that's the focus that you have to have as a big league player. And that's what's so difficult about this game is because you're playing every damn day, and there's 200 pitches a game, and you have to be locked in 200 pitches, a game. And it seems like when you lose focus for that pitch or two or a batter or two, the ball finds you, and you lose the game that way. And that's what young players have to learn is to ascend to be, from a rookie player to a good player to a good player to a great player. That's kind of the escalation of their mental capacity in baseball, and it's exhausting sometimes.